three economic events coming up this week that may affect the forex trader space. So if you're a forex trader, it's important to pay attention to everything about to say in today's video. So let's start. We've got the CPI release this week. We also got the FOMC meeting with Jerome Powell. Also got the Bank of Japan rolling up economic policies for the month this week. So let's start. The CPI. The CPI is an acronym for Consumer Price Index. It tells you how much consumers are willing to pay for goods and services. It's also an economic indicator. It tells you whether or not a country is being plunged into inflation. And then it's something a lot of people are looking out for. But the question is, what would happen when the CPI is released? You see, if the CPI comes out hot this week, expect a push up for the dollar and then a roll down for risk assets like your stocks and then precious metals like gold, silver, and the likes. But if you were to come out cold, expect a push down of the dollar and the roll up of risk assets, just like I mentioned, your silver, your gold, and stocks. The question is, what then will be the data coming up this week? I believe the data would come out hot. This is because the war in Iran has created pressure around the world, and then the sales of energy, even in the US, is now seen to be in the all-time highs. And then the Feds would want to do something about it to ensure that this doesn't further lead to inflation. And I believe the interest rates will be hiked or probably discouraged from being reduced. And this further strengthens the dollar, and you expect a lot of guys investing in the dollar, more sales on bonds and treasury bills and all that. Now let's move into the next one, the FOMC meeting with Jerome Powell. You see, this is one of the most important economic release for the week, and a lot of people are asking questions. What would Jerome Powell be saying? What would happen in the meeting? Personally, I don't know. I really don't know what Jerome Powell is going to say this week, but here's one thing I know. Investors are not really particular about what was said, but rather what changed from the last time. So it is what it is. We just have to follow the money. Where investors go, we go. And that's what smart money is all about. The next one, the Bank of Japan policies. You see, the yen has been affected by this policy, and if this policy was to come out loose, expect a further plunge to the south side of the yen. And then other currencies going to be trading against the pair should be buying. Say for instance, your USD GPY, those guys are tend to buy if the news was to come out loose. I said I actually believe it to come out loose. And before I go, let me give you guys a pro tip. You see, whenever you want to trade economic events like this, it's important to ask yourself an important question. What would happen if this news was to come out the same way it was predicted? And then what would happen to the market if this news was to come out lesser than it was predicted? This way, you start thinking like the way the smart money will, and you start making the right trading decisions for yourself. As always, my name remains of FX, and you know how we do it here. We just want to help you grow, and that's how we provide information that help you take the right trading decisions for yourself. If you love this content, it is important you like, you share. You go tell your guys to tell them guys that we are here to help you trade better. See you in the next one. Bye for now. Peace.